Welcome to the Awaken Your Ego podcast, where we embark on a transformative journey towards unleashing your highest potential. I'm your host, Joanne, and I'm thrilled to guide you through discussions that delve into the realms of physical, mental, and spiritual wellness.
Brenna here. Join us as we unravel the mysteries of wellness, offering insights and practical tips to enhance your overall health. From rejuvenating your body to nurturing your mind and spirit, our conversations will cover a holistic approach to well-being.
I'm one of your hosts, Ariana. Discover alternative health strategies aimed at optimizing every aspect of your life. If you're ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery and well-being, tune in, open your mind, and let's awaken your ego together. Welcome to a life-changing adventure on the Awaken Your Ego podcast. Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Ego podcast. We have Sonia here with me as my beautiful co-host today.
Hello.
And we are so excited to have one of our Central Valley locals, Karin Neal, here as well.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming. And I'm excited for everyone to learn all about you. You're such an interesting person. But let's start with your story. How did fitness become such a big part of your life?
I grew up in the Central Valley, grew up in Bakersfield, and the one thing that we all did in the summer, because it's 130 degrees, is you swim, right? You just get rid of your kids and you say, go swim, go swim, go swim. So that was our thing, mine and my brothers. Like we swam, and that's what kept us active, and we ran around, we had horses, you wanted to go see your friend, you had to walk, ride a bike, ride a horse, whatever. So it was just, we were always active. And then I got out of college, and then I become a professional, and I moved to New York, and I do these different things. I moved to San Francisco, and I'm still involved in fitness, and it's part of my life, but it's not as, you have your priorities shift a little bit as you're really starting your career. But it always stays a mainstay. And then I had 3 kids really close together, just boom, boom, boom. At one point, my husband and I said, like, oh my gosh, you have 3 kids under 3. Like, I really did. One aged up quickly. But it was a lot of them. And it was great. But I was just turning 36, and again, loving fitness, loving getting my kids out. You want to go on a walk, get on your scooter, get on your bike, come with me. We're going walking. We're going to go for a jog, whatever. And just always moving. And then, at that point, I was just like, I want to do more. I want to, try classes out. I want to experiment with like Pilates mat, where you the old fashioned, you have the little ring and this, that, and the other. And then running. And then all of a sudden I'm like, hey, let's do a triathlon. Like, why not? Like, we could do that. And I said to my husband, he's like, I can't swim. I'm like, yes, you can. You're going to learn how to swim. You're going to be a great swimmer. And so then we start doing that. And then we say to the kids, like, hey, you guys want to do a triathlon with us? And they're like, sure, we'll do a triathlon with you. So now we've got kids involved. So great. It's just being active and keeping fitness as our focal point has just been really important. My husband has this thing with the kids. It's about thriving and surviving and treating your body well. And, our kids are all adult kids now. They're all in their 20s doing their thing. But it's so great to see them loving nutrition, loving fitness. And it's just what we model. Mm-hmm. And so for me, bringing Orangetheory to the Central Valley, sort of the same thing. Yeah. Like I get to now model, healthy eating. And I love talking to members about healthy eating. We love this, right?
Right.
And
that's how we connected.
Yes, and fitness. So it's almost like I'm nurturing a whole other family with members. So
yeah, you're nurturing your community. I think that's great.
Community. Yeah.
I think that's awesome that you gave your kids that kind of base of fitness. And I love to take my kids out hiking and probably doing too long a hikes than they've been old enough to do, but they do it, right? Mm-hmm. And to where for me, it's just been so important to give them that outlet of like, hey, if you feel stressed out and the world's crazy, go in nature, go on a hike. It feels good. Even the challenge ends up being easy once you get started. And so I love that you're kind of doing that same thing with the overall fitness and health in general. I think that's fantastic. And your kids are always going to remember that,
Yeah. And even if they don't feel like it at the time when they're younger and you see them, I'm sure now as adults, it's part of their life. I mean, the same with my girls. I'm so happy when I hear them, I'm introduced them to hot yoga. And now both of them are very much into yoga and, working out and always talking about, oh, I'm going to the gym or I'm doing this. So even if at young age, they may not necessarily embrace it, but they see you doing it. You're the example they follow, and that's amazing. That's
Yeah,
great.
it's fun, and I see it with their friends too.
Yeah.
Like, and it's cultural. It's
Right.
It's good.
Right.
So that's my passion about fitness. But how did fitness from I'm a new mom and I've got all these children and I still want to be active and move and feel good. You know, my muscles feel good. I got to pick up this kid and that kid, and this kid on my back, and we're going to Yosemite. Sounds great. Put that kid on my backpack. He'll be fine. all of that. And then fast forward to then how do I get to Modesto and Stockton with 2 franchises, with 2 fitness studios. And I have to say, it has a lot to do with my oldest daughter, who was a water polo player, swimmer in high school. She had to take a break from that for nursing a shoulder injury. And she found Orangetheory in our neighborhood. And she said, oh my gosh, you've got to come to this workout. She would come home like she had a facial, just this beautiful, dewy skin and that pinkish. I'm like, how was it? She's like, it's so great. You've got to come. It's so fun. And so I did. So I take a class and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you guys just did this in 1 hour. That was so fun. And music was playing. Right. Like, that was so fun. And then I became a member and I was taking class regularly. And then a friend of mine asked me to do, and there's a correlation here, but a friend had asked me, will you please sign up for this mountain bike race up in Tahoe? And I thought, I always say yes before I want to say no. And so I said, yes, I will. So, and I trained with her. And she was so grateful that I trained with her, and she finished the race. And it was a hard race, 25 miles of like single trail. It was a hard race.
Wow.
And she was so appreciative. And I'm like, that's what it feels like to be a coach. Mm-hmm. And I just did it from because I wanted to, right? I wanted to do it with her and help her and so on. And then, and that's when I'm like, wait, I'm at Orangetheory. Why don't we do this in the Central Valley? Why don't we take this yummy feeling and take it to the Central Valley? So then I was like, I'm going to learn how to be a coach. I want to be a coach. How do I become a coach? And then I'm like coaching at 3 different studios in the Bay Area.
Wow. And
then I'm learning how to do a franchise, how to, buy a franchise and all of it, and how to be a business person. And then just boom, 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 little nudge from my husband, like, yeah, like, you can do this. You can do this. You are so passionate about it. And so then we opened Modesto in 2018. And with the help of surrounding myself with amazing people from the Central Valley, Diana, our head coach, one of my first, employees, if you will, and seeing her show up with a baby who's 3 months old, and now he's, I think, in 3rd or 4th grade. It's just crazy. Yeah. It's so crazy. But, and then just wonderful people, whether it's a person who knows about real estate, of like where you should be, Karin, to it's a construction person of like, you need to do it this way. It's just surrounding yourself with good people and mentors. And so there we are. 2018, we opened. And then as soon as we opened that one in 2018, that day, I'm on the phone with landlords in Stockton to try to figure out, well, where do I go to Stockton? Yeah. I don't know Stockton very well. I knew Modesto, but I didn't know Stockton very well. And so then we opened that one about 18 months later. So a lot of work.
Wow.
But
and that's
a lot
fast.
of fun.
A lot of fast too.
Next
one. Yeah. That's
and then
great.
COVID happened.
Oh, yeah.
which I called the graduate program I didn't sign up for. Yeah. Learned a lot. So yeah, and here we are. And
you survived it.
Survived.
Yes. That's
survived
great.
and
How
thrived.
did that gym survive COVID? Because a lot of, restaurants, gyms, anywhere you had to go in person, I guess, was struggling. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
So you just have to adapt.
Yeah. Oh, it was so challenging. Oh, ladies, oh my goodness. It was far from cakewalk. Oh my gosh. And, but we bounced out, and we're really excited to be where we are now.
Oh, that's fantastic. And what, I guess, for someone that's never been to Orangetheory, what would you describe that feeling, that they're going to feel when they enter your facility, when they take your classes? Like, what should they expect?
I think the best answer, she and I have talked about this, but I find that that's a different answer for different people. And that's what I love about Orangetheory, is because we meet you where you are. It's welcoming. It's for anybody at any fitness level. And if you dive into the creator, who's Ellen Latham, I think she's going to be like in her late 60s, if she's not already there. Amazing human and passionate person. But that's why she invented the workout. She wanted something for everybody. And she doesn't care if it's somebody who just did an Ironman last week, or if it's a grandma 75 who just wants to be able to get off the floor while she's playing, blocks with their grandkids. And so it's welcoming. And so what to expect, I think it depends on who that athlete is, but it's for all levels. And nurturing, you're gonna be nurtured. You're gonna be taken care of when you come in. It's 1 hour, so I always say everybody's got an hour. Everyone's got an hour, right. And there's no thinking for them. We're gonna do all the thinking for you. So, but I can dive into more. But I would say, just from your first question, I would say it's welcoming and it's for everybody, and we meet you where you are.
And I know at Orangetheory, you guys use the heart monitors that kind of tracks everyone's metrics. I feel like, is that the key, I guess, to where you think an Ironman athlete and an old lady can all be in the same workouts, because that's kind of self-monitoring, or what?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The whole idea, there's many ideas around that, but what you don't measure, you can't track. Like that, we love data. And for those and the majority of the people do love data. And so it's fun to track. We track in benchmarks, and we track in, like yesterday, we had a fun benchmark in the studios worldwide. And then we track with the heart rate monitor. And it helps people not over or under train. Or maybe there's days where people come in. That's why I say, meet you where you are. There's days where people come in and they're like, I'm just not feeling it. I didn't sleep well. Maybe I didn't eat how I wanted to. I'm just gonna have a green day. Cool. Let's just cruise right there in the green. Blue, maybe. We're cool with that. Right. So, yeah.
And I like that too, of for listeners to hear, it's not like this high pressure, go, go, go. It's you can, a trainer of mine, he's like, sometimes you walk, so, but when you show up and you do that workout, you're proving something to yourself, but it's okay if sometimes you got to walk. And I'm like, that's a good mentality. Because I think for me, I'm like, do it hard or don't do it at all. It's I used to have that mentality. It's no, with life, like you said, sometimes you got to be gentle with yourself and just show up and get through it. And then you'll show up better the next day,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was fortunate enough to be able to take a class with Karin and to see what it's like. It's I want patients. I want to be able to tell patients,
yes,
what it's like when they go to different facilities in our area. And I was actually pleasantly surprised, because I do work out regularly. So, but I was sore. I was sore, and I didn't think I was going to get. I'm like, oh, it's just a easy hour workout. And no, I actually got a good workout. My arms were sore.
Body.
Yeah, my arms were sore, and and it's a good little, I guess, community, you would call it. Because you're close with everyone, and you I'm sure everyone's kind of just supporting everyone that's there, and I'm sure the regulars get to know each other.
Oh, for sure.
And give each other support. But yeah, it was a great class.
I told you that story about a long time ago when some ladies were chit-chatting in the lobby. We call it lobby time or lobby life. And it's when you come in before your class and people are just chit-chatting. Some people aren't. Some people are like, I'm maybe doing an email, or I'm just maybe to myself, and other people are chatting. But I said to some people, there's a lot of Gallo. There's a lot of Gallo all over this region, right? And there's a lot of Gallo employees. And I said, oh, do you guys know each other from Gallo? And they said, no, we met each other here on this bench. I mean, they were gabbing like best friends.
Wow.
And and you could go so back in the Orangetheory culture, because there's 1,000+ studios around the country, but that's a common theme. It's community.
Right.
And they support each other.
Right.
And it's not competition, it's support.
Right.
And I love that, that you can expect to see some similar faces, happy vibes. It's not like walking into just a self-serve gym where you don't know anyone. You're kind of hidden in the crowd of people. So I like that this is no, it keeps you motivated to come back, because you also feel that connection.
Yeah.
And so many people, I think, are afraid to go into a gym setting. That it's intimidating. So I always say, try the studios, because you're going to get that more personal approach, personal care, I guess.
Yeah, it's
and,
like this.
and I love that, I can actually reach out to Karin or Diana and say, hey, I have this patient, and they'll reach out to that patient and have that communication with them, so that when they walk in, they already know, oh, I'm meeting with someone that I just spoke with. So that's I really appreciate that. Yeah.
We care. We oh gosh, yeah, there's nothing better than somebody coming in. And I really respect when people are very nervous about it. Because again, the whole thing about meeting people where they are, But that's almost like, if I were to say what's my favorite, is that it's somebody who is afraid to jump back in. And it's like, give us 15 minutes. You can go after 15 minutes. It's fine. Just like slink out. It's okay. Then come back in a couple of days. Stay for 20 minutes. Or whatever. And usually what they say is like, oh my God, no, I stayed here for the whole hour and I loved it.
Right.
And it was awesome. But I feel like giving people that latitude to take those baby steps, because all these baby steps add up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are powerful.
Right.
No, I think that's great. And what do you feel like, which again, you have the franchises, you kind of know your employees, you've created a culture of your own, but what is the secret sauce that makes Orangetheory stand out from other maybe options out there that are maybe similar?
Love that question. Because sometimes I feel like what's old is new. Is that the expression? Okay, so there's two ways to look at it. There's what measures a long life. And it's this engine right here. It's your VO₂. That measures long life. And that's why you go into your primary care doctor or your functional doctor and they're like, hey, let's do a stress test. Let's put you on a treadmill. Let's do da. And so it's a marriage of that, of your VO₂, and then it's muscle. Because muscle is, how well am I going to live? How well am I going to be able to reach for this, do that, grab that cup, whatever it is, put up a tent, camping, whatever. It's that perfect little relationship between your VO₂, your cardio, this very important engine that keeps us going, and then you're lifting everything up, keeping everything strong. Your VO, and then Orange 60 classes, you did the Orange 50, which is awesome. That's your strength. Our Orange 60 is going to do all of that. It's going to give you that opportunity to develop your VO₂ and develop your muscles. So that's how I feel that we really delivered something to the market. And another thing too, which you kind of hit on when you said, oh, I always felt like in the day, I always felt like I had to push myself. And that's not Orange. Orange is, you want to be a walker? Let's be a walker. I think that's awesome. Right. Be a jogger, be a biker, be a sprinter. We love it all. You want to do 5-pound weights? You want to do a 55-pound weight? Fantastic. We got you. So that's where I think it's very special, is finding that marriage and then also allowing that perfect VO₂, this build muscle for all people.
Yeah,
and
right. When I like that you guys offer various classes, like you said, some that do both, some that cater to upper body, lower body. You know, it's like you can kind of pick what you're into. That's awesome.
Right.
What is a way that your specific coaches help members feel seen, supported, and confident? Like, what's the Orangetheory approach, I guess you'd say?
The Orangetheory approach would be, and I come from the coaching background, so that is just my fave. And it's all my fave, but man, do I just love, like, just recognizing people. And I feel that we call it the orange eye in Orangetheory, and that's what Ellen Latham refers to it too, where sometimes you might see some form and you really want it, that just there's one little thing you can say. Maybe you can say it over the microphone, maybe you can say it off mic, depending, because you end up becoming like this strange like psychologist of like, who can I approach? Who and how? Yeah. Right? There's so many facets to that. But it's so fun when you can say one thing and then all of a sudden, you see that person put those shoulders back or put the butt out or do whatever they need to do to make that form on point. That's amazing. So I would say your orange eye, the coach, just relationships and support and knowing people. Like we know their names, we know their stories, and they spend a lot of time with coaches. We also have our front of the house, which basically everybody who sees people at the desk, amazing. Like these men and women, they know things about people in their lives. And I'm like, dang, that's so cool that you remember. Their grandkid was coming. It makes
a big difference. And I did notice that when I was there, that the coaches and the front desk, and I sorry, I don't remember her name, but the one at the front, they were talking to everyone by their name. And I heard them ask about, their lives, different things that they were just chit-chatting, like it's a community. It's a little, exercise family, I guess.
It is exercise family. I think sometimes too, the servant's heart, and you as a coach, you come in with a servant's heart, I got you from there. We have you from there.
Right.
We can teach all the other things, but if you come in with a servant's heart, this is going to be good. We're going to have fun.
They
And
feel
always
supported.
up-leveling.
Yeah, they feel supported. Yeah.
I love that. Sonia is fantastic at that with her patients, and she's always trying to handhold and get them what they need. And I feel like you guys definitely vibe in that way, which is fantastic.
That's,
it
I
makes
think,
all the difference.
yeah, that's why I wanted to have Karin on, because I felt like, I'm like, you feel the same way about, health as I do. It's like, we want to share it with everyone. We want everyone to see the benefits of, and we want to help people.
Yeah,
We really,
improving
truly,
lives. It's not a money grab. You just want to help people.
We want
do
to
a little
change
bit better.
people's lives, and she's doing that with
Yeah.
Orange Theory. Yeah.
It's fun. It's so fun.
Now, Sonia, what do you think are some hang-ups that maybe your patients experience when they're on a medication-assisted weight loss program on that journey as pertaining to fitness, movement, confidence? Like, what are some things that you kind of see as they're kind of going down that journey of quick weight loss?
We're always talking about, maintaining enough protein intake to hold on to muscle. That's very important. That's something that Karin and I have talked about. And of course, adding muscle. So fitness is a big part of that. Every patient that goes through our weight loss program, I'm always looking for places for them to explore to add muscle. And so Karin's been a great fit. Yeah.
It's been that partnership. Like when I talked about the VO2, like let's work this engine, let's work the muscle engine. And medication for weight loss, amazing.
Right.
But coupled with can't have one without the other, fitness.
Correct.
And obviously a very solid diet, protein, like
Eating real
do.
food.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where we connected on that. I'm like, I don't like it when they're giving them artificial sweeteners and artificial ingredients
or food in a package.
Yeah. Real food, and then the fitness, of course, is very important, and adding that strength training, and it changes everything in their lives. I'm sure you've seen that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And Sonia says it so well on how once they've hit that change, they've made those changes, they feel it, they see it, how it affects the mind. And what it does for the confidence, and what it does to decision making, and so on and so on. So,
what do you think? And this is a cool topic, but I guess, Sonia, what are some changes that you think patients experience while they're leveling out their blood sugar a little bit that are maybe not what they expected or anticipated?
And what?
Like brain fog or
yeah, definitely. That's, one of the first things that they start to notice is
the clarity,
mental clarity, and joint pain's gone. That's
inflammation.
Yeah. So a lot of times you'll see patients lose a lot of inches right in the beginning because we've changed their diet. They're not eating the processed foods anymore. So they're not just seeing it's not so much the fat, it's inflammation coming down. And so then they're motivated to start, continuing to feel as good as they are because they have the energy now. They have the energy to go and join a gym. They're feeling stronger, but definitely their mindset is so much clearer.
Well, I find the opposite to be true too. Like once you start a fitness program, you're more likely to eat well. I do think it is like inversely in an inverse relationship both ways, where like one kind of influences the other. Like whatever you have trouble with, it's like once you start working out and then you start working out consistently, you're like, I don't want to feel bad on my workouts. Like if I eat before, I'm going to feel awful. If I'm not eating well or drinking the night before, it's not going to be a fun workout. Like I can do it, but so I do think they go pretty hand in hand. Like they do motivate each other.
Yeah. And support each other.
Yes.
They motivate each other, they support each other. Yeah.
And I don't know, we've never really talked about this, but a lot of times, and I don't know if you've seen this with some of your clients, but sometimes their friends or family will start to try to sabotage their diet. Have you ever experienced that with clients? Where they
is it because they feel less than, or because
they're making them feel uncomfortable? That's something that I actually deal with a lot in our office. Yeah, that
almost like guilt.
And I always tell them it's not you, it's them. You're making them uncomfortable with the changes that you've made. They may be uncomfortable with the fact that they don't want to go out and drink alcohol, and they don't want to go out and eat that type of food, and so they just make them feel, bad.
Like they're doing something
wrong. And I'm just like, I encourage them just to keep moving forward. I said, as long they're going to get used to the new version of you. And this will be the new you. And then they won't ask questions anymore. This is just who you are now.
Right.
You don't eat that food. You don't drink that much anymore. You know, and you do make time for exercise. And so that's something, I don't know, that I deal with. I don't know if you've seen.
I think in our space, because like I told you about that lobby life and that community and those friendships that are made, they make new ones.
Correct.
Right? I think they come in and not that they're going to, add, take one out, add one in. It's not about that, but they've kind of found this new community because we are a community. Right. This isn't like a big box gym where you just walk in or like we're going to, do some crazy Olympic moves. Like, no, this is for everybody. And you're going to.
Well, I feel like that makes sense that it would be different because you are going to a class with a bunch of people in the same mindset. And I feel like with your patients, they're just one-on-one with you, hoping they're doing the right thing, which obviously they are. But
so I think this is a great relationship that they are going to be building that community, that they do need people that are thinking in that same mindset of like, I want to eat healthier. I want to take care of my body. I want to exercise.
Well, and I think that's where Sonia's patients have been able to have a little bit more success than those in the community that just think they can go get a shot and it's all going to work. It's like, no, she's coaching them, giving that encouragement, keeping track of their progress. I feel like that accountability coaching is huge when it comes to weight loss.
Because that's how you do things right.
Yeah.
Right. They need the support. They need they need that support. They need, from both ends of the fitness and in their weight loss journey and just changing their lifestyle.
When I think you're both kind of just saying like, just start.
Yeah.
Whether it's with fitness, diet, both, it's like just start and one will beget the other and
walk in the door. Yeah. We got you from there.
Find your new community.
Yeah.
I love that. I think I'm going to Orangetheory and then I want to see Sonia.
When I was talking to my husband lately and he's having some growing pains with work and stuff, I was like, dude, this is a caterpillar moment. You're shedding the old, you want to exist differently, you're becoming this new thing. And I'm like, I have to give myself that grace of like, okay, I'm in my cocoon, I'm about to break out and to have this, the chrysalis, I'm about to be this new being. And that's why it feels uncomfortable because I'm expanding to this new capacity. So let's shed that old and not be scared to say goodbye and just open the newness that's coming.
I love that. I feel like now that I'm older, I realize, and I most people, I think, in their 20s, I see this with my girls, they have an idea of what their life's going to be like.
Oh, I knew everything.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, I knew exactly how it was going to go.
This is how your life, and then you realize now in your 50s, no, that's not necessarily how it is. But you just embrace that change and just continue moving forward in a positive direction. And things just it's just, I don't know, life just gets better. It's just, you don't realize that sometimes when there are these things that happen that may not necessarily be good things, stressful times in your life, but they actually help you be better. So if you are overweight right now, or you are not feeling your best right now, whatever it may be, start making that change because maybe that was teaching you, oh, okay, this isn't working for you right now. So now you got to make a change, right? And once you step forward, whether it's fitness or weight loss, it's just going to be more positive things into your life and everything comes back to you positive. When you're doing positive things come back. Yeah. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
For sure. Running a studio is not easy, which I don't know the half of it because I've never ran at Orangetheory before, but I can only imagine. But what do you think is the most rewarding part of being a leader in the fitness space?
Staff. It's your most challenging, but it's your most rewarding, which is kind of funny because all of a sudden the mom hat popped on, and I would say it was the same thing as like raising children. You would say the same thing. I have a coach up in Stockton, and she was one of my first hires before we opened the studio, and in a way, she's like my fourth kid. Like I look at her now, and she's got she graduated, she's got a job, and she works part-time with us because she just loves it. And it's just the best. And whenever I don't see her that often, but every time I grab her a hug and I gotta go and that kind of, because she coaches at night. So I would say that is super rewarding, but also members and seeing when they walk in, they might depending on where they are in that day, they might walk in with a look on their face, and then they leave an hour later. And they're smiling and their skin's glowing. And I'm just like, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, I think that's beautiful. You get to provide that space for them to kind of have that change, but also all the love, effort that you put into your employees, it kind of trickles down to, you know, that the effort that and compassion you're putting towards your employees, they start treating everyone around them in that same way. So
I feel like that you serve first the people you work with. So, I mean, that's right or wrong. That's just kind of what I've felt and how I've tried to operate.
No, I love that. I think that's great. And how do you personally, like knowing you have a lot of hats on between kids, your franchises, your own health and fitness, it's like, how do you personally keep your energy up and stay inspired?
Fitness and good food.
It's simple.
Hydration.
Really.
We were just talking about hydration. I'm like, wow, like it's, you know, and I've listened to your guys' podcast, and I love this message that you share. And you can't serve those if you haven't served yourself. Mm-hmm. And we were raised at a time where we take care.
Self-sacrifice is praised, even.
Mm-hmm. And taking care of yourself, we, family. My husband says that all the time. You have to take care of me first before you can take care of your partner, and then therefore family, and then so on and so forth. And so, yeah.
No, I think that's great. And I think it is, I feel like we all have to go through ebbs and flows of that in life, especially like you said, getting married and then finding a balance. And then you have kids, you got to find a new balance. And then, but I think that overall theme of like taking care of yourself first is huge. Right. And I'm still trying to.
Yeah.
Right?
And how can we serve everyone else if we're not taking care of ourselves? That's so true.
We always talk about mom guilt in our office. And, you know, so many moms feel guilty for taking time to go exercise, you know, but I always tell them, you know, when they're in my office, I'm like, you need time for yourself, because that's going to make you a better mom. That's going to make you a better spouse, and make better employee, everything when you're taking care of you. So, you know, that's good that you're.
Oh, it's so true. Yeah. When you were talking, I was thinking like, oh my gosh, I would love to do, you know, when you do like mini mic and you can walk around, just like ask questions. We do it sometimes in the studio, but I almost feel like, oh my gosh, I want to do one where we talk to parents and how they feel. And even like dog moms and dog dads too. We love dogs. You saw the big dog thing in the studio. We love people's pets. We have like this whole
well, those are my children now.
Yes, totally.
My toddlers at home.
You can give more after you've done something for you. You come home, you look at that pet who's looking at you, you're like, yeah, I'll take you for a walk. Come on, let's go. Or whatever it is. But I was just thinking about like almost wanting to interview caretakers about how they feel of taking care of someone else after they've done just that 1 hour for them.
Right.
So,
that's
a great. Yeah, that's a
because I think for me, I realized like trying to just do it tired, right? Of like, I went through phases of self-sacrifice myself, and I would still check all the boxes for my family, my husband, those kind of things, but it didn't feel as fulfilling as I wanted it to feel. It felt like full of resentment and exhaustion, and I wasn't showing up as my best because I was tired over it. And I'm like, how am I ending up here all the time? I love being a wife and being a mom. Why do I end up feeling like this bubbling resentment? And I feel like I finally had to realize like, oh, it's because I'm forgetting me. I'm not prioritizing anything for myself. And yes, I'm doing everything that I think is needed for the family, but I can't enjoy it, the fruit of it. It's like I'm planting so many seeds. I'm not letting myself partake of the fruit of the goodness of parenting and being a wife. And I think that's a big difference for me, is how I feel overall. And I can serve with ease, not like I'm missing something. Does that make sense? You know, I just like, I hate
serve out of guilt,
right.
Whatever.
Yes, or because I feel forced, not because I want to. It's like, no, that's not how this should all feel. Right. But it's like finding that new balance every time you're at a new phase in life. Sometimes it feels hard. Right?
Yep. There's statistics out there, and that 20% of our population exercise. That's it. Oh, wow. So when you think about, like, when you ask me the question, like, well, how do you sustain your energy? You know, I'm I'm menopausal. I'm over here. You know,
that's another podcast. We'll do.
but my energy level is just like, it's just on point. Like, I'm good. And but I'm like, oh, because I'm 20%. I'm the 20% who, as are you guys. And that's why I'm like, oh my gosh, that's why I love Orangetheory so much. It's like, you don't have to be intimidated. We're not going to make you do box jumps. We're not going to make you throw this super heavy ball up to the corners of that really tall wall over there. We're going to challenge you if you want that. But we're just going to be anything and everybody for wherever you are. But it's like that other 80%, we want you. Like, get in here.
You're going to feel better. Yes. You're going to have more energy, not less.
Right.
And you're going to age well.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, what are some things that you do in the morning to kind of kick off your day right?
I have a ritual that my husband and I are empty nesters now. And so we have coffee every morning. It's just our time. And we will either chit chat, we will say nothing, we will watch Sports Center. We will, but we don't watch anything negative. Like if we're turning the TV on, it's not news or anything like that. We can consume that information, through different ways. But it's our super peaceful, and we wake up early because we really want to hit our day right. So it's like that coffee's going at 5:00, and we're just enjoying. And then you get such a jump start, right? You've had your quiet time. Right. So it's reading and just laughing or just saying nothing. Yeah. So that's what I do every morning.
I like that you have a regular ritual. I think sometimes people want to overcomplicate it. Like yours is so simple, like start slow. Like you get to connect and start slow and be ready for your day by the time you want to get out the door. But I think sometimes people, I don't know. Do you feel like people have a hang up? Because I love having a morning ritual and a night ritual that kind of covers all my bases of like supplements and skincare and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What about you, Sonia? How do you start your day?
Gosh, it depends on the day. Because I am in a different stage of my life as well. So I don't have to take care of kids and get kids to school anymore. I don't have to so it's pretty much my doggies and I.
And it's lovely.
Yes, it is. So, I mean, if I can, if it's I'm not working, then I'm definitely at the gym. First thing. That's the first thing I do. But I have also my ritual of things I don't drink. I always start my day with something raw and green. So I always start my day with something, usually it's a green juice. So I feed my body something good and healthy before I have coffee.
Yeah. I'm down the water before the coffee.
That's what I do. But usually either it's physical activity or it's work and then it's dancing or... gym time. So that's pretty much.
And I think that's part of that makes, because we were all a little bit of different generations, right? You guys have young kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's so powerful about as you age, that these things change, and they don't change in a bad way. They just change in a different way.
Right.
Because you're right. 20 years ago, would I be saying my husband and I wake up at 5 a.m. and get coffee? Like, no. Yeah. It'd be 5 a.m. and then oh my gosh, who's up? Who needs this?
Yeah.
It changes, but I welcome those changes. They're cool. Yeah. They're really cool.
Well, and I tell them all the time, I'm like, it was a crazy time when I had to run. I mean, I was driving everywhere in the morning, and you don't appreciate it because you're just going. You just got to get this kid this and this kid here and this kid's here, and you got to make sure everybody's got what they need. And but I was telling them, I'm like, just appreciate this time, because sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I just go to work in the morning. I don't have to go and stand in a school line of...
You miss the chaos.
Me and Sonia literally just had this conversation, and I feel like I'm at this point where I know that my kids are 6 and 7, so it's I know how fast it goes. I feel like I now can recognize this does fly by.
Yeah.
And I do know that I need to be more present and not just rushing everyone out the door, all right, grab your stuff, let's go, we gotta go. So it's still just hard to really appreciate it and be present.
Right.
I feel like that is where I'm how do I do this? So I'm not crazy mom, and so I can. But it's
you can be happy, playful mom.
Can when I'm because I feel you're at work. I put on my work hat, and then as soon as I come home, I'm okay, mom hat's back on. Here we go, job 2. Here we go. So it is. It's just a hard balance, and So I feel looking to older women though, sharing how they do it. I feel I'm desperately need the wisdom from older women, mothers. How did you guys do this?
Sometimes I look back and I'm like, I don't know how I did it. I don't know. Because I at the time I was living 20 minutes away, and I would leave work, have to go get kids, feed them, then bring back for dance or gymnastics, and then back again, and then sometimes they're dance and sometimes and coaches. Sometimes I would get really mad at the soccer coach.
Can you please not schedule?
I'm just like, you said they would be done at 7. I have other kids to go get. Like,
That's hard. Yeah, that would make it hard.
Yeah, so I'm like, all you coaches out there, if you say you're done at 7, be timely because we have other kids to pick up. But yeah, but you just do it. You just figure it out, and
I think memos, like what you just said, you talk about like to be a mom with young kids. What would be is what you said about being present and slowing it down.
Yes.
But it's not like, oh my gosh, that's just going to happen to you naturally, right? Because that's not the gear you're in. You're in a different gear right now.
Right.
But that would be a superpower if you could just like put little memos around, like whether it's your, dashboard or in your somewhere where you're seeing it frequently, or maybe in your bathroom, like tape it on the vanity. Just like just a little, remind you, because you would be really unique. You'd be a really unique mom of young kids.
Like,
you were just
sticky notes.
Just everywhere you go.
Yeah. If it's not in front of my face, it's gone. Like I have to have visual cues. Like remember this. Okay, yes, now I remember.
Well, and I think for me, because my kids are 10 and 12, so they're kind of entering this new phase where I'm like, oh no, you're not babies anymore. Like you are like big kids, and it's throwing me for a loop for sure. But I think for me, I've been thinking on this very topic lately, and I'm like, no, I just need to figure out how to date my kids differently. It's like I haven't dated them in a minute. Like we've done all the things and checked all the boxes, but I'm like, what am I setting aside that's just us time or fun moments or like a time where we have nothing planned and we could just be present and do whatever we want? I'm like, am I making that a priority and penciling that in? Because if I'm not, stuff always fills in. There's always other stuff to do.
right.
But I think for me, I'm trying to figure out how to create more of that space so that there is that downtime to just connect and be or do activities together. But it's hard to fill up that in when you have so many other practices and things to go to too. But it's important.
Right.
prioritize.
Right.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to say. 57, 58, well,
No, but true.
But like it's easier for me to say. But yeah, just boom, 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 hit your priorities. Because the same thing I would say about, like we were talking about, that there are 80% of people who don't exercise. It's like, look, it's 1 hour. Like just prioritize
Like 1
it.
hour
Yeah.
Create
it.
Right. Just create it in your calendar. Put it in your book. Like, whether you're doing like everything's on your iPhone or you actually old-fashioned paper calendar, doing like in there.
Well, and I'll tell my husband a lot of like, it's not that you can't do it. It's just not a priority. And I have to check myself on that too. It's like, no, I could do everything I want to do. I just have to make it a priority enough to pencil it in. So it's being real with yourself too. Like, I just can't ever get to the gym. It's like, well, it hasn't become a priority yet, or else you'd pencil it in and you'd get there.
Yeah.
And I can easily take an hour watching a show on Netflix.
Right.
2 hours.
Right.
Yeah. It's not
Or a
problem.
podcast or anything.
Yeah, but it's like if I just got my booty up, I have this scheduled. Okay, I'll go, come home. Like it's not hard.
Right.
True.
Yeah, I have this thing in our house, the early morning worker outers. Like I love having bad grammar once in a while. It's like early morning worker outers. Bad grammar makes me laugh sometimes, but there is something like getting back to superpowers, because I've coached a lot of early morning classes. I'm somebody who is like, if we're training for triathlon, I'm like, I want to be the first person out on my bike. So when I'm coming back, people are going out, and I'm like, I'm already.
Right.
But there's something, it makes you feel, I've talked to my members about this, it makes you feel a little powerful, like a superpower, where it's like, wow, it's not even 7 and I've already had my green juice or my coffee and my workout. And it just something to your day. And then you look to your colleagues or whomever to the left or right, or your clients, and you have this secret, this really awesome secret of like, I've already done my workout. Like I'm feeling really good.
Well, you don't have to worry about it, because I think I used to play myself and like, I'll do it afterward. There's no freaking way. There is no, especially with kids, like it ain't happening. Like I gotta get up early.
I have friends that will tell me, oh, well, but I have this trip planned and I have this done going on. So I'm not going to start it now. I'm like,
It's tomorrow.
Just
tomorrow.
do something today, just 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be anything, it doesn't have to be a long hour workout or, just do something. And I mean, that's the approach that I take even now. I mean, there's times when I've got a busy schedule, even with my new stage of my life. It's just with, work, and I dance a lot. So but I still know I need to get my workout in. I need to keep my muscle as I age. I want to hold on to muscle. It's very important to me. So sometimes I run in there and I'm like, I got to get in and out in 30 minutes, but I'm going to do shoulder workout, something quick, you know?
Yep. We have members that do that, and they're so great about it. They just have got that jive with that coach. And because they know, they're like, I've got to get my son to school, or I've got 3 different schools I need to be at. So I'm going to leave in 45. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then we will tell them, like, but find a little corner to stretch. We're big on, like, at Orangetheory, we have about mobility and stretching.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, we are in the works of trying to collab a little bit with Orangetheory and Stockton and Modesto. But what are some things that you guys have going on? Anything exciting that you guys have coming up?
We love, Hell Week is starting. Hell Week starts on the 24th. It's coming up really soon.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what that is?
It's so fun. And it's something that Orangetheory has always done. And it is, it's our same workout that we normally do, but it's just a little bit, it's got theme, like the theme this year, it's all witchy, like it's a witchy vibe.
Oh, that's cute.
And we have like spirit days, and, some themed music and just
That's
different
cool.
things. We just make it really fun. But I love the timing of Hell Week. Yes, it's around Halloween, but I feel that for people, it's like such a busy time in their life, and they're just getting ready to dive into holiday. And it's going to be, the Thanksgiving and then Christmas and all the holidays and et cetera. And what we as coaches, at least at my 2 studios, what we're talking endlessly to our members is, don't get away from it. You have done so well to get to this point. So kind of use Hell Week as like, okay, I'm in it. I'm in the trenches and I'm going for it, because we want them to stay connected to their fitness all the way through the holiday.
Right.
And so when January comes along, they're just like, I'm feeling good. I'm still feeling good and not feeling that. Even though some people that happens, and that's great, and we'll meet them in January and with open arms and be so happy to have them.
Right.
But that's what's kind of fun, is like the timing of Hell Week. So we have that coming up, which is super exciting.
That's really cool. And you guys do that yearly? Oh, that's awesome. Like
And then
you said,
right
I think
after
it's a
that,
great
in January, we do a transcription challenge, and that's the best. Like when you talk about like that yummy feeling, there's just nothing more but then to march in step with somebody for 6 weeks to get to a goal, whether it's I want to put on muscle or I want to burn fat. It's 2 different categories. It's not a competition necessarily. It's community, and that happens in January. So that's always just really
cool.
So special.
That's a great idea, how you kind of bring everyone together in Hell Week to kind of motivate them to just keep going, because it is that time of the year where people tend to, and I see patients for weight loss, and they sometimes will do the programs just to help them not gain over the holidays. But many times, they start giving into sugar, they start giving into those things that are around, and
nostalgic cravings.
Yes, and then they kind of give up. Sometimes they'll be just like, oh well, I already blew it, so I'm just gonna let it just be. And this way you're motivating, you just keep going, and same like what I was saying, it's like even if you just go 1 day a week, at least it's 1 day a week. You're doing something.
Absolutely.
To keep you
3 days. If somebody comes in just at least 3 days a week, and that's like, as a coach, as a new coach back in the day, one of the studios I was working in had just opened in a new market, and so there's a lot of people newer to fitness, new to that area, and I'm literally, and I coached a lot of days. And I would literally just keep coming week after week, and I would just see people's bodies morph. Like, just see them change. And I was just, oh my gosh, this is like the secret sauce. Right. Oh my gosh. Hence why we're here. But yeah, just it's just a little bit. Yeah. And you can still have your fun in the holidays and have your nostalgic tastes and this, that, and the other. There's no special meals. I think that's great. You shouldn't not do that.
Yeah.
But just to have something to meet you on the other side the next day or whatever, and just kind of hold you through it.
Yeah, good.
Oh, that's great. How would you define a healthy, happy, and fulfilled life?
Relationships. Yeah, like your relationships with your parents, or your relationship with your partner, your spouse, your just relationships with all the way down to your clients. So I just feel like they're like in orbit.
I love that.
All these are such important relationships, but I feel like that's what defines happiness. Right? Or fulfillment? Because that was the question, right?
Yeah,
fulfillment?
healthy, happy, and fulfilled.
Yeah,
well, and I like
I
that there's so much that goes into having good relationships. It's such a simple answer for something that can be very complex, but I like that it kind of boils down to that for you.
Yeah.
Because if not relationships, what else is it about, you know?
Yeah. Helping people too.
Yeah.
Because that feels good. What is it they say? Like, you know, when you hear people about when you give back, you can give money, you can, you know, give all kinds of money to whatever. But when you actually give your time, you're delivering meals or you're doing some type of physical giving back, there's nothing that there's no like dopamine or whatever. There's nothing that can transplant that feeling. It's amazing. So I feel like helping people is
I agree.
wonderful feeling.
I agree. I think that's where you and I connected because we just really enjoy helping people and watching them transform into confident people, you know, and it changes everything, you know, and just sometimes you just need to be present for them. They just need you to listen.
And just listen.
Just listen, yeah. I mean, even with family, you know, we were talking about kids, you know, it's one thing I've been focusing more on because I've been where you guys are at, where it's just like constant, just scheduling, you know, just figuring out the schedules. And now I'm like, okay, my girls are older. That's one of the things that I really focus on is like trying not to be on my phone, trying not to, just really being present with them. And I think that it transforms into, with clients too, with coaching, is that you want to listen to what each individual has something going on. You don't know what their personal story is, but they'll share it with you. And if you give them that time, everyone has a story. And when you have that connection with that client, I mean, I'm sure it just builds that community, right? And then they help other people.
Absolutely.
And it, you know, the ripple effect.
Well, and sometimes, I mean, we were talking about this last week, it's like being open to the relationships because sometimes they have something for you that you need to hear. And sometimes, like, when I'm out and about, I'm, like, not trying to talk to people, like, even, I'm like, okay, we don't need to fake talk. Like, it's fine. But, like, I think by doing that, I'm cutting myself off from people who may have messages for me, like, who may actually be able to help me, or I can help them. Like, it's like being open to those relationships really is, like, what it's all about. What else is there? Like,
well, I love that what you're saying, because I feel like in my head it's like if I can always be a student and a teacher at all times and trust that I have something to give and something to glean, then every scenario I'm in goes pretty well. You know, if I'm coming from a place of intuition and I'm just listening and then I'm like, oh wait, I know someone that can help you with that problem. I'm surprised how much that happens, or vice versa. Like I hear the exact thing I was meant to hear and I was like, I didn't expect to hear that today, but I'm glad I entertained this conversation. But I feel like it's so important to be able to listen like you guys are saying, but also kind of be able to talk and learn and do that dance, and it just takes time and effort.
Intentional learning.
Yes.
It's intentional learning.
Yes.
It's great. I feel like that's also really important for coaches. Intentional learning, where like I had to use that word, like up level. I feel like coaching, it's a craft, and you constantly want to become better, whether it's like, I want to really understand how to exactly the set position for a deadlift, or I want to really be an amazing listener or be intuitive or whatever. But intentional learning, and I think that's what you ladies are kind of hitting on there, just to be open to it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this pod.
Thank you for having me.
How can people find you?
Find me, find the studios.
The studios.
Okay, so I'd love for them to find me too, because I like I say, everybody has a story, and I love everybody's story. I wish that everybody would just call me all day long. That'd be my favorite. Okay, so Orangetheory Modesto, and you can find them online, and it'll take you directly to our studio. Your first class is always complimentary. We want people to come in and just try it out, see how it feels for them. And they can just book directly on our app. Same thing with Orangetheory Stockton. Just Google, put it in chat, however you search, and get to Orangetheory Stockton and book that free class, or just text or call either studio and or call me.
And everyone will guide you right through it. Yeah.
You can,
she has my number.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can.
It's a 415 number. It's
call the office and ask for me, and I will give you Karen's contact information.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah. Love that. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on another enlightening episode of the Awaken Your Ego podcast.
We hope our discussions have inspired you to explore new dimensions of health and wellness. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback fuels our mission to empower individuals on their path to optimal well-being.
Stay tuned for more insightful conversations, and until next time, may you continue to awaken your ego and embrace the extraordinary potential within.
Take care, be well, and remember, your journey matters.